All right, you're an old quarterback. George Blanda from Youngwood, PA. You ever heard of him?
Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, there you go. He was like 94 years old. Still,
Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, the real Raiders. He was like 90 and he was still kicking field goals. Pittsburgh guy. Look him up, you young kids. George Blanda. Old buddy of mine who's passed a couple of years ago. Earl Morrill. You know this about the 72 Dolphins. Everybody knows it. They drank their champagne. We went 16-0 and this and that. What people forget is Bob Greasy's leg got cracked in half, I think game 2. The old man, Earl Morrill, it was like 40 at the time, comes off the bench. That was Earl Morrill's undefeated team, and they did bad to him, and they stuck Greasy in a Super Bowl. Why am I talking about old men? Because it's old man weekend in the NFC Championship, man. Rodgers and Brady.
And you see Rodgers and Brady, but also, because we are in Pittsburgh, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, both playing this weekend as well.
He had to go and mention that. You had to go and mention that.
You look at that and...
Watch, they'll come out with terrible towels.
And obviously... It's going to be a great matchup. I saw, I love the defense of Tampa. I think Green Bay's defense kind of has turned it on. They've got a great pass defense.
Hey, 38-10, wasn't that the score the first week?
The first time around.
Rodgers got lit up. 4 picks, pick 6, I think.
The O-line definitely struggled. Rodgers got lit up. They quieted Devontae Adams. Can they continue to get Devontae Adams free now, as they have since that game? I like Rodgers.
What about that offense? Last week, if you watched the game, Mike and I were texting back and forth. That's what an offense should look like, Mike.
Well,
not dunk and dink and a wraparound running game for 0 yards, 32. That beautiful.
Yeah, they do a very nice job of mixing it up. You look at Matt LaFleur, he came in as the head coach, and again, Matt LaFleur comes in, and there was some talk that him and Aaron Rodgers last year were bumping heads a little bit. Rodgers wanted to do this. LaFleur said, hey, trust me, let's do it this way. They get to the NFC Championship game last year. Now, all of a sudden, Rodgers is on an MVP pace, having an MVP year, and now they're both on the same page, and the offense looks phenomenal.
Symphony.
Two running backs. They use 3 running backs. A.J. Dillon is the rookie.
Yep.
He's a second-round draft pick, but then they have Aaron Jones and they have Jamal Williams, both picks in the 2017 or 18 draft, 4th and 5th round draft picks. Those guys are studs right now.
Yep.
And he really does a great job of spreading it around. Marquez Valdes-Scantling finally coming on. He drops the ball a little bit like Deontay Johnson did earlier this year. And you'll see Rodgers kind of throw that up a little bit, and he just feeds Devontae Adams some more. But
did you see Rodgers smirk at the defense at the end of the game?
Yeah, and
I love that.
See, this is the matchup that as a quarterback you love to watch. Now, will you see the points that the Bills and the Chiefs put up? Probably not. To me, I see these guys, they're like the cagey veterans. They've seen every defense out there.
Yep.
Tom Brady's seen every defense.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers coming up underneath center. He looks, he just has that little smirk. He's like, I got him.
Yep.
I got him on this play. And he throws a 60-yard touchdown. And Brady's the same way. Brady has some great weapons on offense. He's got Gronk now. He's got Cameron Brate also at tight end. He's got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Will Antonio Brown play? He's a game-time decision with his knee. But they've got Leonard Fournette and Thomas Jones. And that's the other thing. You talk about the Packers' ability to run and throw. Well, now you look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers starting to run the ball much better. And even when the game was close, even when they fell down behind to the Saints, you didn't see them abandon the run. They stuck with it.
Absolutely. He's heard me rant about this. It's a passing league. It's a passing league. You have to run the ball. And I'm going to go back to the Steelers on this. Kids, as you watch these two beautiful people.
Get you backfired up on the Steelers.
I bleed black and gold. Look, watch this game with great appreciation. I mean, my goodness, 2 of the best to ever play the game, and Brady is the GOAT at quarterback. Watch the symphony they conduct. You've got to call the right play at the right time. And look, some coaches are good, some are great, some stink. Randy Fichtner's gone. it will be a symphony. You do the right thing at the right time. You do the unexpected thing at the right time.
Well,
so that's why I'm looking forward to watching this game.
And also, you're not going to, like, the coach is going to call the play, and they're going to have some shots in there. Hey, go downfield on this one. And the reason why these quarterbacks are so good is because they've seen all those defense. It's going to come down to is who can check their ego at the door and say, look, I don't need to go 60 yards. I don't need to try and throw this into double coverage right now. Like, punting sometimes is good. And the quarterback that checks it down, makes the smart decisions, it's going to be a little bit of a chess match. A little bit of give and go. Hey, they got us that one. We're going to play field position. I'm not going to just try and get the first down every single play. It's going to be a little bit of a back and forth, and it's going to be who cracks first. It's not going to be this, the shootout where guys are slinging the ball around the way Mahomes and Josh Allen are, and you might see a few more turnovers in that game.
Hold on. We'll get to the Bills and Chiefs in a second.
But I think this is going to be a close game to the vest. I think the defenses, obviously the Tampa's defense is a little better than Green Bay's. Green Bay has a great pass defense. Their rush defense is not as good, but I can see it going back and forth. I can see a closer game, and not until that second half do you start to open it up and start seeing the points.
And good coaching makes good adjustments at halftime. All right, Mike, so also here's a big factor, okay? Lambeau Field, the frozen toilet bowl, or whatever they call it up there. I like the Packers, actually. Tampa's coming from Tampa. It's 85 degrees down there. You've played in these games. How much of a difference does the weather make? I think it does play. Some cat's been sitting on the beach all week drinking pina coladas after practice. Now he's got to go up to Lambeau?
No, I doubt they're sitting on the beach, but
all right.
There's a fine line because, there's something to be out there in the field practicing fast. And there's also, the Green Bay guys are out there getting acclimated. Now, are you just practicing as fast as you possibly can because you're freezing your butt off during practice all week? It's a fine line. Once the game comes, the adrenaline's pumping. Maybe a few guys from Tampa might not be able to adjust. It's not going to affect Tom Brady. He's been playing in New England for so many years.
I thought you'd go there.
They talk about him as the California kid, but he's come out and said, like, hey, when I'm playing in cold weather games in New England, I'm wearing a scuba diving top underneath.
Right.
And that wetsuit material, it heats up the body. So I'm sure Brady knows a few of the tricks of the trade to help his teammates get acclimated to that cold weather. I don't see it playing as much of a factor. Maybe a little bit more on the kicking game, and maybe a little with some of the receivers catching the footballs. But I think they're professionals. You got Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown's played in the cold weather. Maybe the other guys might have a struggle getting a little adapted to, but for the most part, I see a close game, and defense is flying around, and then maybe the second half open up. And as much as I'd love to see Tampa Bay play a home game for a Super Bowl, and the first guy to do it would be Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I think it's Aaron Rodgers this year.
I like Aaron Rodgers this year too. I think it's going to be a great game. All right. Mahomes must have a coconut or an eggshell for a head, because that wasn't much of a hit that put him in la-la land. Well, he was gone.
Well, do you ever see like a boxing match?
I've been in boxing matches.
And you see a knockdown, and you're like, man, the guy, it looked like he just got brushed.
I did the knocking down. I didn't get knocked down.
But you see the replay, and you're like, he kind of just got brushed a little bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes all it takes is that perfect spot. He kind of got hit in the back of the head. If you kind of get that, that temple, that jaw, that perfect spot, it can kind of send you woozy. And I'll tell you what, you saw it in his eyes. He was
gone.
He was a little out there, and he was a little wobbly.
They asked him,
what
day is it? And he went, mushrooms. They said, no, seriously, what month is it? He said, I like peanut butter.
Yeah, well,
that's when you're out of it.
He's got to pass apparently there's 5 stages to pass the concussion protocol. He's in between stage 4 and 5.
Yeah, can you walk? Can you stand up? Can you throw a football? That's concussion protocol.
It looks like he'll be ready to play.
So how's this going to affect the game? This is the way I think it's going to affect it. This is what I would do if I was playing defense. One of his greatest attributes, Mike, is he gets in a bind. McHomies can take off on you. He's not going to be running the ball as much. They're going to tell him, look, sit in the pocket. We're going to protect you. Don't run unless you have to. What that's going to do for that Bills defense is, man, I'm coming after you with all kind of blitz packages in the first half and see where the chips may fall with that defense. Then, of course, you let the kid out of the Wyoming Cowboy loose. I think he rises to the occasion. I think the Bills win this thing.
I would love to see that. I really would. I'm a big fan of Josh Allen.
You like Coach Reed, too.
I have since Josh Allen has come into the league. I just don't think it's just his time yet. Why
was Mahomes second year last year? Third year.
The Chiefs can take out. Stephon Diggs. I don't think the Bills have the run game enough to get to that next level.
It's a seed game.
And mainly it's because, their quarterback, Josh Allen, can take off and run. That's where a lot of their rushing yards come because he's got that mobility. But they're missing Zach Moss now. They're trying to sign another. I think they believe they signed Devontae Freeman. But
this week?
I believe so.
I missed that.
And they have Devin Singletary, but Stephon Diggs, he's a heck of a player. I would love to have him as a receiver. He knows how to get open. He's a 5th-round draft choice as well, and he's just a great, aggressive, scrappy player.
That was unbelievable. Go to your tight end this week, though.
Yeah, but if you have John, and they also have John Brown, the speedster. He made some key catches last week. I just didn't see enough from them going against the Ravens that make me feel too confident. Lamar kind of gave that game away at the end with that interception. So that's why I still like the Chiefs. But
the problem is you got Mahomes. His head is an eggshell.
If he's healthy.
If he gets one linebacker in his face who plants him and takes the personal foul, then he's out of there.
Yeah, and now the Bills have a chance.
Yep.
So it does depend on Mahomes' availability. But you look, Andy Reid going against one of his guys from his coaching tree, Sean McDermott. Both of those guys know each other very well. Sean McDermott got his chance coaching underneath Andy Reid. Yep. So it'll be a little student-teacher right there going at it. It'll be an interesting game. I think this will be a little bit more of a high-scoring game. I think there'll be a little bit more turnovers in this game because they do have a couple guys that can sling it 75, 80 yards. Both of these players can. So it will definitely probably be the more exciting fans to watch. Hey, this is the great game to watch the points. But hey, we'll see.
We're going to find out.
I think the Chiefs pull away if Mahomes stays healthy the entire game. If not, then the Bills can take it. I would love to see the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen get to that championship game.
Yeah, I think they might, again, watch for if I was defensive coordinator, I'd go after that coconut eggshell of Mahomes. So, all right.
If you were defensive coordinator, you're giving out a bounty, and you're going to end up having one of the guys take him out.
Yeah. And, I'm like this new head coach up in Detroit. I'm going to bite you in the knee. I'm going to chew your ear off. I'm going to poke your grandmother in the ear. I'm going to punch your mother in the throat, and we're going to the Super Bowl.
Hey, that guy gets it, though. I listened to his interview. His core belief is running the football, and
running the football. Wouldn't that be an amazing thing to run a football?
Yeah, and he truly believes that especially late in the season, November, December, if you get to the playoffs, you have to be able to run that football up in the cool weather, and we'll see who runs it best up in Lambeau this week.
All right. We'll see you next week for 2 weeks, whatever it's going to be, for a Super Bowl preview. Tank, he is the quarterback, Mike McMahon. Have a good day.